Michael Reid on LMFM.
Fine Gael TD for Meath East, Regina Doherty has written to both the Taoiseach and the Minister for Transport about bypassing Slane Village, and she's on the line. A very good morning to you, and
morning,
thanks for joining us. You seem to be questioning the integrity of the Taoiseach.
Oh God, no! Jeez, would you stop? No, I'm using, I suppose, this opportunity from the Taoiseach's visit to Slane during the summer, where he gave a commitment to the people who were there that funding wouldn't be a problem.
Yeah.
Should Meath County Council get through the pre-planning and the planning stages?
You're questioning that?
No, well, you know,
did you not believe him?
No, of course I do. And I'm just saying that in our capital programme now we have an opportunity to put our money where our mouth is, Michael. Yeah. And I think this is a
You're calling on him
issue.
to prove that it's a priority.
No, I'm not. It is a priority for government. What I'm saying is that we
it's
have
in
an
black and white.
opportunity.
You wrote to us saying you had written to the Taoiseach and the Minister calling on them to prove that bypassing Slane really is a priority. They're your words.
By putting our money where our mouth is in the capital expense programme that's going to be announced in the coming weeks. For me, it's a priority. For the County Council, it's a priority. For the people of Slane, it's a priority. For the Slane Bypass Group, it's a priority. For all of the local representatives of every single party, it's a priority. We've been beset by difficulties over the last number of years. We're at the final stages of pre-planning with An Bord Pleanála now, which was made possible as a result of legislation that this government introduced earlier on this year. So the last piece in this jigsaw of actually securing the bypass for Slane and for the people of Meath is putting the money in the capital expense programme over the next 3 years. And I reckon that we need between 15 million and 20 million a year over the next 3 years. And I want,
no sign of it. Maybe we'll hear about it in October. But in the meanwhile, when the Taoiseach says it's a priority, you don't believe Enda Kenny. Do you believe Enda Kenny when he says he didn't sack the Garda Commissioner? Do you believe him when he says he didn't speak to Matt Moran about the future of Anglo-Irish Bank?
I have been on various programmes, Michael, in the last couple of weeks to say that I fundamentally and absolutely do believe the Taoiseach when he says that he had no intention of either sacking or forcing the retirement of former Commissioner Callan the night he sent Brian Costello to his house. I think he acted with integrity that night, and I think it was fair as a state employer to let the Commissioner know that he mightn't be in a position the following morning to express confidence in him, particularly given that he had so, definitely and definitively expressed confidence in the Commissioner for the previous 6 months, despite a number of controversies. But, right on, I'm on record of saying that and I've no problem saying it again.
So it's just on the issue of the Slane bypass that you think he's been economical with the truth, is it?
No, I don't think he's been economical with the truth at all. I just think this is a real opportunity now to show our commitment that this is a government priority. The money hasn't been available for the last number of years to put it but in capital expenditure programmes, but we're now reaching the very final stages to approach pre-planning with An Bord Pleanála, and I think it would give real security to the people of Meath, the people of Slane and all of the various different groups, not least of which Meath County Council and the Slane Bypass Group, the commitment that the security of funding will be there so that when we get through that planning process that money is there and we're ready to go and to start building. And I think actually there's been some movement on it this week. I wrote the letters on Monday, the Minister called me and I met him on Wednesday evening and gave me a commitment that he in the next couple of weeks will have a meeting with the County Manager and the Chief Engineers that have been responsible for this project. And that leads me to believe that we will secure the funding, and I think that's a very good sign. And it bears out the commitment that the Taoiseach made to the people in Slane that he met in July when he came to see the community groups there that day.
It's a well-known political strategy for a politician to call for something they know is about to happen.
Well, no, I don't know it's about to happen. And I didn't. I wrote on Monday. I got my meeting on Wednesday, which I think was very, very fast of the Minister, in fairness to him. He's an awful lot of other things on his plate. And I think things are going to move in the right direction. But I think, we've always been aware that the government has been committed to this project. Leo Varadkar, the previous Minister for Transport, stated his commitment to this project. There just wasn't ever any money put in budgets. I'm saying now that this is a real opportunity for us to put the money in this budget, to put the 15 to 20 million euros that's required over the next 3 years in the future spending programmes so that we can give the security of budget to a project that I know that's going to come to fruition in the coming months. Once the pre-planning meeting is held with An Bord Pleanála, we will then be in a position to tick the last few boxes to present the Council to go for another planning application, which is what everybody wants. So I think the final piece of the jigsaw here is to secure the funding. It's only 15 to 20 million over the course of the next couple of years, and I think it's really important. this isn't an issue just for Fine Gael or for Labour. This is an issue that the previous government obviously felt very strongly about. I know that the current Fianna Fáil TDs feel very strongly about it. I know that the local councillors in the area feel very strongly about it. All of our independents, like, we're all singing off the same hymn sheet. We want this bypass for Slane. We've wanted it for a long number of years, and it's been beset by different difficulties, not least of which obviously the last application and the refusal reasons. We've addressed all of those reasons with the traffic management plan, the very detailed, distinct traffic management plan that Meath County Council engaged in, that we've now presented, and we're ready to address the UNESCO issues that we have with Port Penola in our pre-planning application. The final piece of the jigsaw is the money. And yes, I might be cheeky to calling, for us to put our money where our mouth is, but I actually think that brings us a full circle, and we actually can show the people of Meath, the people of Slane, that we have supported them for 10 years, and now we're coming to the end of this project, that we will provide the funding for it.
Okay, I take it that you're in Limerick for the think-in?
I returned late last night, Michael, because I have a very special birthday in my family today. My mother-in-law is celebrating her birthday today, so I came home for that.
All right, well, congratulations to her. But undoubtedly, you were in Limerick yesterday, and perhaps you can give us a gauge of the mood in the party.
Well, to be honest with you, when we meet on those occasions, it's always a very upbeat mood, because we haven't seen each other for a number of weeks, and we all obviously would be very collegial and look forward to spending some time with each other. But it was overshadowed by the events of Northern Ireland yesterday afternoon. The Taoiseach opened his address in the afternoon to us, having just received the news that Peter Robinson and the other DUP ministers were to resign.
It was texted to him, wasn't it?
Yeah, he was sitting at the top of the table, and the news had broken to him. So,
did he feel undermined by being told in such an informal way?
I haven't a clue, Michael. I didn't have a conversation with him about it, to be honest with you. I can't gauge that. But I mean, it genuinely did overshadow the seriousness of the impasse that we're at in Northern Ireland. Genuinely overshadowed our thinking yesterday afternoon. But we did obviously talk a lot about our job strategy. Minister Bruton and Damien English gave us a very good briefing to things that have come and been successful, to things that are going to come.
But just stay with the North for a moment. Did you not think it was somewhat disrespectful of the DUP and indeed of the British officials that nobody picked up the phone to speak to the Taoiseach, to speak with the Prime Minister of this country, given the level of crisis in Northern Ireland?
I'm sure they did. I don't even know who sent him the message, to be honest with you, Michael, but I'm sure there were a number of conversations held yesterday afternoon. As you know, the Taoiseach obviously saw fit to have a meeting with the SDLP yesterday morning in an attempt to avert what happened yesterday afternoon. Now, I know obviously the SDLP decided to do what they decided to do, but we're at a situation now today where the talks, when they start on Monday, if there isn't some real engagement, and I fear when I listen to opposing parties discuss with each other, not least on your programme but on last night's TV programmes, they have such huge trust issues that are not just, new from the events of the last couple of weeks, that are underlying for a number of years, but obviously have been brought to the very bubbling surface from the deaths of the murders of the two gentlemen in the north in the last couple of months. I really wish them well. Nobody wants to see Stormont dissolved. Nobody wants to going back to direct rule. There's a tremendous amount of fight for all parties and none to get and to secure the power sharing agreement that they have up in the north now, and we need to do everything that we can to support it. To make sure it's reinstated as soon as possible. Yeah,
well, it is really, really serious, it seems, and I think all of us are hoping for what seems to be impossible at this stage. Happy birthday to your mother-in-law again.
Thanks, Michael.
Do you want to name her?
Oh, Regina Doherty.
Well done, Breda. All right. Happy birthday to Breda, and thank you indeed for joining us. For Fine Gael today, for me, East, Regina Doherty.